Welcome back, everyone. It's good to see you again for another burst of holiday inspiration from Cruise1st TV. Now, this time we're five-star cruising in style with edgy, sophisticated and fun celebrity cruises where every trip feels that little bit extra special as you explore absolutely fabulous destinations.
Yeah, lovely. And this show will demonstrate just the sheer variety of the cruises on offer with Celebrity as we look into next year and into 2026 with offers taking to Asia, down under to Australia, and one of the most beautiful cruises sailing Canada and New England in next September.
Ooh, so let's start by heading to the beaches of Australia, mixing in the magic of Bali and the allure of Malaysia. Now this is pretty epic. It's a 20-night trip starting on the 23rd of March in 2026, where we fly you off to Singapore in Malaysia with a stunning city. So we're going to stick around for 2 nights in a hotel. Let's do it. I know. I mean, Singapore is just fantastic. You've got so much going on there, and it's a city that is a day and night city. At night there's like a night zoo, you've got gardens by the bay, which, if you've never heard us talk about it, where have you been? Has like electronic plants and electronic trees which are absolutely beautiful. So in the day they're absolutely fantastic, but by night it's all lit up. It's just a wonderful, wonderful city.
It's lovely. It's good that there is plenty to do in Singapore at night as well, actually, because obviously it's a long journey over there. So the 2 nights in a hotel is not just for you to simply lavish, but for you to get yourself the right way round again, and get yourself into the local time zone as well. Of course, cruising on a ship like this will help with that enormously as well, because we've got 2 weeks of this fabulous 5-star luxury that you're seeing here. So that lawn, that real lawn as well, by the way, it's not like one of those plastic football pitches, you know, that the 6-year-olds are kicking a football around on. It's real grass up there. So enjoy it. I just saw, did you see the glass blowing there as well?
Yes.
The last thing on earth you'd expect to do on a cruise ship is watch a glass blowing demonstration.
Well, I think that's lovely because you have all sorts of different people from different walks of life, and some people are just quite happy. Some people, me, lying by the pool with my book, you know, when you're at sea. But actually there are people like you, like our producer, who like activities, like to do things, and I think that's just great. So if you sort of see the glass blowing, you think, wow, I want to do it, or you don't want to, there is something for everyone. It's entirely up to you.
Well, also you adjust yourself to the conducive surroundings that you're in, and you will find that actually it's a completely different pace of life with a cruise line like Celebrity. Yes, you can be very busy if you want to, full of activities and things, doing things if you want to, but actually you'll find that it kind of invites you to, do you know what, just enjoy the very best of anything. If you need anything, it's literally within arm's reach. You know what I mean? It's there for you. You know, wonderful menus for you to peruse and enjoy. Every restaurant feeling like that real, you know, 300-400 quid restaurant experience. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
If not beyond.
Yes.
But without the bills as you walk out from the main dining. Of course, you can treat yourself for very small cover charges, actually, to be honest with you, compared to the equivalent restaurants, you know, on land. If you look at cover charges for any of these restaurants, steakhouse, sushi, Le Petit Chef, whatever it may be, you look at the cover charges you're paying, you go, you know what, that's well worth it. For, I mean, Le Petit Chef, it's like a show, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Gosh, yeah, you're going to have the best time. Look at that. Now, in these packages in this show, we've included your drinks and your Wi-Fi. So there's some very good deals to be had.
Yes, it is very, very good. You've got a classic drinks package on this. And again, the good news about that, it's drinks to a certain value, but if you go over that in terms of value, you only pay the difference.
I see.
Which I think is always quite a nice thing, because there'll always be something on a list.
Yeah.
And you'll think, okay, well, my drinks package covers that one, but I want that one that's just over the fence. It's just natural. That's we humans, aren't we?
Yeah.
We always want that little bit more, but you only pay the difference between one and the other. But having Wi-Fi on board is very good anyway, because of course you'll be taking pictures left, right and centre, and it means that rather than waiting till you get them till you get home, you can just post them straight away. So let's cruise out of Singapore.
A couple of days at sea and arrive in Bali in Indonesia. I know. I mean, this is known as the Islands of the Gods. It's very, very bustling. It's very busy but it's not at the same time. It's serene, it's quiet. You've got beaches, you've got temples, just a very beautiful place to visit. Then I've got a couple of days at sea, and you're arriving in Australia, in Darwin. Now, there's an activity here called Cage of Death at Crocosaurus Grove. You're lowered into a swimming hole in a perspex box. 5 meters long saltwater crocodiles come up near you. Oh my goodness me.
And you live to tell the tale.
You do. A couple of days at sea, arriving at Port Douglas. Now, this is kind of the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef and the Daintree rainforest as well. It's steeped in Aboriginal Australian culture here as well. Lovely. Then we get to Yorkeys Knob, and here where you can just explore that Great Barrier Reef. You've got 1,500 marine species, waterfalls to explore, and lots of tiny lot of hippie towns around it. It's quite a hippie area. Very lovely. Early Beach is next in Queensland. Now, this is part of the Whitsundays area. Oh, just beautiful. Some of the best sailing conditions in Australia. You've got gentle breezes, tropical islands, and those turquoise crystal clear waters. Amazing. A couple of days at sea and we arrive in Sydney. Now, this is where you come off the cruise ship, but we've actually put together a couple of nights in a hotel in Sydney. I know. Imagine doing this at the end of your holiday. I mean, Sydney is an iconic place. You've heard of all those things to go and see and do, haven't you? Sydney Harbour Bridge, Sydney Opera House. It's got amazing zoos there, those beaches like Bondi. You've got activity parks there as well. There's so much going on, but I think I'd get that. I just want to wander around and just kind of breathe it all in. It's fantastic. You actually don't need to do a thing. You could just sit in a coffee shop on the waterfront and watch the world go by. I
think you're going to have plenty of pinch me moments, aren't you?
Yes.
I think you'll be sitting there, you'll be looking over Sydney Harbour. That's where the cruise ships come in and out of as well, actually. So it's kind of our equivalent in the UK of going down to Southampton, seeing all the ships coming and going. But
it's Sydney.
Guaranteed sunshine and wonderful. Yeah, Mr. P's just asking, does it have an IKEA? I think you'll find it's IKEA these days, actually. Other stores are available that sell flat-pack furniture. I don't know if they have one in Sydney, but Mr. P is now Googling to have a look. I don't know if they've reached Australia. Have they so far? I'm not sure flat pack's such a big thing down under. Anyway, listen, you can let us know when you go down there. Such a popular choice of package. Our brain is going all in different directions in this show, isn't it? Lovely package with us here at Cruise1st, and this is for March in 2026. And you can book it today with a deposit of just £199 each. Our price includes the flight from the UK out to Singapore, 2 nights in a hotel there to get yourself the right way round for the time zone, and then 2 weeks of your 5-star cruising with Celebrity to Bali and Australia. That's all we need to know, really, isn't it? Including the ports for the Great Barrier Reef. End the cruise in Sydney and stay 2 nights there in a hotel before your flight back to the UK. Is there, Mr. P? There is an IKEA in Sydney. Well, that is good to know. I wonder if it has the same range of bits and pieces as the one in Warrington or the one in Croydon or whatever. I wonder, is it the same things around the world? And can you have meatballs in their cafeteria in Sydney? All of these questions can be answered by taking this holiday right now. Your cruise includes your classic drinks package and Wi-Fi, which has a value of over $1,500 each. Let's look at your price tag for the whole thing. Remember, you can lock it in for £199 each today, and there is your price tag for the entire trip. Now, you could, I'm very, very sure you could spend this kind of budget very easily just flying straight to Sydney and spending a significant amount of time, in a hotel in Sydney and just seeing one part of Australia. But with this one, you've got so much going on. You've got your stay in Singapore. You cruise to Bali. You cruise to a lot more of Australia than just seeing one city, for instance. I mean, if you were flying over to the UK from Australia, you'd want to see a lot more than just London, wouldn't you? You'd want to see around the country. Well, this is the Australian equivalent, really, and you're seeing the really fantastic parts as well. You're seeing the Queensland coast and the Great Barrier Reef, which is just absolutely awesome. Here's the details then for this one if you want to upgrade from your inside. No news on IKEA in Sydney, Mr. P? You've not had a look at the selection. They do have meatballs, apparently. You can also buy the frozen meatballs there as well. That is you can buy them frozen here, Mr. P, as well. Yeah, we can nip down to the one in Warrington down the road and buy frozen meatballs this lunchtime. Wow, life's amazing. What a time to be alive, Polly, hey? Anyway, now back to 5-star cruising. 2 weeks on the Celebrity Solstice, your drinks and Wi-Fi package all in there for you as well, and your hotel stays in both Singapore and Sydney, plus the flights as well. All of that for $3,399, bookable today with a deposit of just £199 as well. Lovely. Right, okay. The word IKEA is now banned for the rest of the show as we move on, because we're talking 5-star cruising here. And remember, you can tailor your package and make it bespoke for you just by talking to our team. Just tell them what you fancy. You know, don't say, you know, I want to cruise to somewhere with an IKEA. You know, like be as wild as you want to. It's funny, we were just talking meatballs. I just saw an arancini pop up there on the screen.
Enough already. Right, okay, we're going to get back to our 5-star celebrity trips then. Yes, I'm in charge here. And this next one takes us to Vietnam, Hong Kong, Japan and Singapore. And it starts on the 28th of February in 2026. Now, first we'll fly over to Singapore. And again, on this trip, we've actually factored in 2 nights in a hotel stay there for you. Fantastic at the beginning of the holiday. Right, I found something new and exciting to do in Singapore.
Okay, go on.
The Live Turtle and Tortoise Museum. It's very unique and it's just dedicated to turtles and tortoises. Or you could explore Singapore on a ghost tour that delves into the local legends and spooky stories. You visit sites like the old Changi Hospital. Oh my goodness, going to an old hospital on a ghost tour. And the Fort Canning Park, and it's known for its eerie tales. And I'm getting in my ear from the producer that
there are 3 branches of IKEA in Singapore.
Right, enough.
I thought we'd banned that word for this show now. Anyway, right,
time
let's do it.
To join Celebrity Millennium, where you're going to spend 13 nights. Just lovely. The styling on board is so me. I don't know about you, but when you go on holiday, you want to go somewhere that just feels so special, feels lovely. I'm not about this home away from home. I want to go somewhere that does not feel like home, and this cruise ship does not feel like my home. This feels like 5-star luxury, which is exactly what I want from a holiday. I don't know about you. And every little area is styled so beautifully and is themed. So, you know, you're on these cruise ships, but every area kind of has its own, its own personality.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Now, that's an inside stateroom. Look at how beautiful that is. And I think traditionally people thought, oh, inside staterooms.
Yeah, it's like settling for third best. It really isn't at all.
Not at all.
The cruise lines are very, very aware that, you know, people's holiday budgets are, you know, very, very different. And actually, there were a lot of people. I mean, I know how many people, we know the ratios of bookings that we get where people, you know, stick with the interior or, you know, or upgrade. And a lot of people, and I think I'm the same as well. When I'm looking at a holiday budget, I'm kind of like, well, you know what? The fact that it doesn't have a window or doesn't have a balcony, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's still very, very luxurious, has the best of everything. You know, everything is just a phone call away. I can turn on the TV if I want to see what's going on outside, because there's always a camera view of the ship. You know, so I can see what's going on outside. So you know what? I'm going to pay the best price, and then I'm going to treat myself to more of this speciality dining, to better bottles of wine or whatever.
Well, in reality, like the excursions that we're featuring on this show, we would say, oh, you're not in your room very much. I mean, it does depend, I guess, on where you're going. But the excursion that we're sort of looking at here, you really are going to be out all day doing fantastic things. So it literally is just a bed. So, but hey, everybody's got a different budget, everyone's got different expectations, and Celebrity can really deliver and cater and tailor to everybody's needs.
And they do.
Yeah,
they do amazing.
They do.
You be, and there is no, it's funny actually, because when you're in the public areas, when you're in the restaurants, the bars and everything else, there isn't that kind of, you know, hierarchy going on. Nobody's saying, okay, oh, you in a balcony, you in a suite, or you're in the inside, are you? There's never that kind of conversation. You know, people don't have those kind of conversations.
I would. I'd be like, what's your suite like? Can I come and have a look? How many plug sockets have you got at your dressing table?
Absolutely. You know what? People are sharing their stories of the places that they're about to go to,
or the restaurants they've been to as well, because there's such a variation of things to do as well.
You meet some lovely people on board these cruises as well. You're going to have a brilliant time. And of course be well entertained and looked after all of the way through your cruise. So of course we are cruising again out of Singapore.
arriving in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh. Now here there's a great day trip, the Mekong Delta day trip, and you can see the K Rang floating market. It's very, very famous, and I just love the idea that they're selling their goods from boats as well.
Oh yeah, fascinating.
Fantastic, what a place to do it. Next it's Nha Trang. Now here you've got the Long Song Pagoda. It's a major Buddhist temple here. It's known from its impressive Buddha statue, and it's a completely peaceful setting as well, just absolutely beautiful. There we are, we can see a picture of it too. A day at sea, and we'll arrive in Hong Kong, and you've got an overnight on board in port here, which is great, and it means you can see the Symphony of Lights show. It illuminates the skyline with music and light every night as well. Best place to see it, if you want to be a bit more adventurous, is go on the Sim Sha Sui Promenade or from Star Ferry as well. Wow, on a ferry, that would be fantastic. A day at sea arriving in Taipei, Taiwan. You've got one of the tallest skyscrapers in the world here, Taipei 101. It's iconic, it's got striking design, it's got the world's fastest elevator right to the top where you just get to see the most incredible views. A day at sea, and it's Nagasaki in Japan. Great views here as well. They should be seen though from Mount Inasa. Now you can take the Inasa ropeway, which is a cable car up to the mountain at the top, but the kind of route on its way is just so scenic and beautiful. Then it's Kagoshima in Japan. It's known for its volcanic activity here. You've got hot springs and of course the samurai history. Go into a samurai museum, see those like swords, just absolutely amazing. A day at sea, and we'll arrive at Yokohama, which is the port for Tokyo. Now you come off the cruise ship and we have packaged in 2 nights in a hotel in Tokyo. Wow, at the end of this holiday.
Lovely.
This is just a city that is like completely futuristic, and then with technology, all the technologies you could imagine, but then it has so much traditional culture, and the way it fuses the two together so seamlessly is just incredible. The food, the sights, the smells, wow, the sounds.
I just know if I went to Tokyo that I'd have to buy another suitcase and pay excess baggage for all the like gadgets and stuff that I'd never seen in my life before, that you only see in places like Tokyo, that I would just absolutely want to bring back, just, you know, just to show off. Look, I've got this gadget that nobody's got. Nobody's even heard of this gadget before, but it's there in Tokyo. Really, really exciting. But as you say, also to step back in time as well, and to go to like the oldest temples and whatever, and just sit and go, okay, well, I know how bustling this city is and how modern it is, and here I am sitting in a temple from, you know, gosh knows how many thousands of years back. Incredible. Real mix of destinations on this one. Again, we're talking about the end of February in 2026. It's funny, isn't it, to think about actually how far away that is, and why you would want to arrange this kind of travel right now. Well, a couple of reasons. You can do it for a low deposit today, and also that's about locking in a really, really good price, because, you know, prices are changing, you know, in travel, full stop. Our price, of course, includes so much over those 19 nights. So your flight from the UK out to Singapore, 2 nights in a hotel there. Then you've got your 13 nights of 5-star cruising, remember, on the Celebrity Millennium, cruising out to Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and around Japan. Classic drinks and Wi-Fi factored in and included as part of your cruise, which is brilliant. And you end that cruise in Tokyo and stay there for 2 nights in a hotel as well. You could add more nights if you want to, but obviously to give you a price, I have to factor in a certain amount of nights, and then I can give you a price tag for that. And then if you want to add more, you can. In fact, let me show you the price tag for that, because that's 2 nights Singapore, 2 nights Tokyo, either side of the cruise. £3,099. So if Tokyo, for instance, is a place that you have always yearned to be, and you would do a full holiday in Tokyo alone, then just add 5 nights to the 2 that there are there already, and just, you know, eke out that holiday a little bit further. I mean, if you're going all of that distance, you want to max out that holiday as much as you possibly can, and that is an amazing starting point when you consider what it includes. Here's the details, the overall details as well, if you want to upgrade from your inside up to ocean view, or indeed up to balcony. There are suite options beyond that as well if you want to investigate that with our team on 0800 953 4700. Mr. P, I've just had a really interesting idea for a competition from for IKEAs around the world, people sending their pictures, but then I don't want people wasting the opportunity of going, you know, to these far-flung places. Just to enter a competition. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know anyone who would want to go to somewhere so exciting and go to an IKEA.
Strike that idea.
Possibly
We've got plenty of our own, haven't we? So we don't need to worry about it. But it would be lovely. Anyway, if you ever do pass one on your cruise holiday, take a snap and email it to us if you would, studio@cruise1st.tv. We would love to see it because we're a bit strange like that.
We are. Now, remember, if you're looking for something far sooner with Celebrity or any of the major cruise lines, just give us a call today for free on 0800 953 4700 and we'll search for you. Now, our final Celebrity offer for this show is for next September and the approach to fall in Canada and New England. Now, we've got a brilliant 2-week trip lined up for you, leaving on the 5th of September and flying from the UK to Boston in Massachusetts. A lively city that does need to be seen. So we'll hang, as they say in the States, for 2 nights in a hotel before we join the cruise, which is
we're
just
going to
lovely.
hang in Boston.
I know, I've got all the lingo of the kids.
Oh, girl.
I mean, but it is just kind of the places. I mean, there is lots to do when you're there as well. You can go and visit Fenway Park, which, if you know anything about baseball, is the home of the best Boston Red Sox. But you can just hang out. Like, look at it. It's just the kind of city where
it's America. It's fascinating.
Yeah, it is, because we've seen it in films. We've seen American culture. When you actually go and you're like, oh, wow, look at the yellow taxis. That in itself is pretty exciting. So then it's time to join the cruise ship, which is Celebrity Silhouette. Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
Another lawn club.
Beautiful lawn club. Little picnic up there, bottle of champagne.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I'd be there every day, I think, one way or the other. Apart from the port days, I'd be up there, and in the evening as well.
Well, we're seeing people relax, but then we're seeing live music up there. There's entertainment, lots is going on up there as well. That's Sundeck. That's a bit of me just lying, relaxing, switching off, because that's another thing. It does take you a little bit of time when you get away just to kind of go, right, we are away, let's switch off. And I think Celebrity really, really help you do that. The ship and everything, how it's engineered and styled is for you to go, right, you're away now.
Do you see how cleverly that is designed as well? You know, it is every attention to detail on these ships. You see where you were up there in the retreat sun deck there, you see the screens were that little bit higher. So you might be in a destination where it's a nice sunny day, but of course you're out at sea. And what you can't stop at sea is the fact that there are sea breezes. But you know what we like in the UK as well? Oh, it's nice, but it's breezy. Those screens actually screen the breeze from you,
so you can enjoy the best of the sun.
No, it's about you enjoying the best of the sun without the sea breeze kind of bothering you, which I think is really, really nice. It's another plus of being on a cruise ship as well, by the way. Because, you know, just compare it to the cross-channel ferry for a second. You're stood up there on deck. You're just holding on to the railings and whatever. You're feeling every bit of the elements.
Yes.
And it actually makes sailing a lot easier and a lot nicer, a lot more comfortable. This food helps as well. The most amazing service.
But for someone who hasn't cruised, that's a really good point, because I do on ferries, going across to the Isle of Man, anything like that. I'm not a good traveller. It's not a great experience for me. So I was very nervous the first time I went on a cruise ship and had got all the seasickness tablets and everything.
And the movement's nowhere near the same thing, is it?
Absolutely. And any slight rock you might feel like when you're lying in bed, it's the most lovely lull of like
so gentle, isn't it?
Rocked in like a baby basket to sleep. It's actually, yes, it's fantastic. So that's something you don't need to think about at all.
And to be honest with you, you know, even if on your walk from your stateroom to the restaurant you're slightly conscious of that, by the time you're at the restaurant and you're enjoying your food and you're having a boogie or you're having a great conversation or whatever, you forget all about that, to be honest with you. You don't. It's very minimal anyway. And you just lavish in all of these wonderful places to be.
That's so luxurious.
At the end of the day, you know, these holidays are such an escape. They're such a different holiday than just staying in a hotel in a city. Honestly, they make such a massive, massive difference in just the terms of the feel of the holiday. You're so looked after all of the way through. So we're sailing out of Boston.
We are on quite an exciting itinerary. First going to Rockland in Maine. Now, maritime history is a massive thing here. The Rockland Breakwater Lighthouse is well worth a visit as well. There's lots of walks around the beach and the harbours and just looking at coastline. It's beautiful. Halifax in Nova Scotia is next. The Citadel National Historic Site is a star-shaped fortress. You've got amazing views of the city and the harbour, and you can learn about the military history as well and watch the daily changing of the guard. Sydney in Nova Scotia is next. Cape Breton Centre is where you'll want to go for heritage and science. There's exhibits on local history as well, artefacts, interactive displays, all about the region's past, because it's so nice to go and learn about these places. Next, we're going to Quebec City, and here you've got an overnight on board in port. Now, Canada's obviously split in two. You've got the French side and the English side, and this is the French side, which is just beautiful.
La la.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You've got 400 years of city, and it's the only walled city north of Mexico there. Did you know? Yeah. And then we're next going to Charlottetown. We've got Prince Edward Island. Now, Beaconsfield Historic House is a beautifully preserved Victorian mansion, and it just gives an insight into that 19th century lifestyle in Charlottetown. Calling into Portland in Maine next, you've got Portland Headlight, which is located in Cape Elizabeth. A lovely, iconic lighthouse there. It's the most photographed in America. You can visit Fort Williams Park as well, and lots of lovely scenic views and lovely little walks around. We're cruising to Boston, where you will come off the cruise ship and you'll get your flight home.
And another reason to book this, by the way, is we've got a bit of a special offer on this one in terms of your upgrades. So I'll give you the price for the package on interior in a moment, and then if you decide to go on Ocean View on this one and upgrade, we'll upgrade you again to a balcony. How about that?
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la, as they would say on the French side of Quebec. Very, very nice indeed. Nice way to enjoy Canada and New England on the approach to the fall. May well be the fall by then. You know, it's come early, you know, for us this year. Could well be the same in Canada and New England in 2025 as well. But it's a lovely time of the year as well, because you're just at the back end of the summer, still some lovely temperatures there, you know, watching the lovely sunsets of an evening. Wonderful. On the cruise, by the way, drinks and Wi-Fi are included. So you've got a classic drinks package and Wi-Fi included there. And we include the flights to and from Boston. Sorry, I have to do that with an accent. It's like the law, isn't it, these days? 2 nights in a hotel there, and then your 5-star cruise for 11 nights on the Celebrity Silhouette with your drinks and Wi-Fi. Deposits of just £199 each today to lock in this price tag, and lock it in right now at 2699. But know that if you go Ocean View on this one, we'll upgrade you again to a balcony. So we need to go and see what that is. We need to go and see what the difference is. It's just an extra $399 to go Ocean View, and we will upgrade you for free. So for the price of an Ocean View, you'll enjoy a balcony. And the balconies really are special on Celebrity, because they're the most beautiful ships and they are 5-star and everything's so smart. Having the balcony experience just kind of tops everything off, you know, just perfectly. It means that everything is on the same page. You know what I mean? You'll love it. I mean, who doesn't love a balcony? Even if you only go out there, you know, once or twice the whole cruise, it's special to know that you have it. It's very, very nice indeed. But, you know, you can go best value deal there at $2699. It's incredible. And lock it in today for £199 each. The decision, my friends, is yours. 0800 953 4700. Oh my word, out of all 3 of the offers in this show, I don't know, I don't know if I'd want all of them. I
know, we've done some amazing itineraries, really, sort of getting to go and see Australia and Asia all in one trip, going to America, because a lot of people haven't been to America, or Japan. And I think for me, going exploring all the Japanese destinations, it's an area of the world I've never been to.
Japan's such a winner at the moment.
And I think this is a great way to do it on a cruise. I mean, I know we say it, but where would you start putting a holiday to Japan and all those destinations together?
Well, it's like someone else does all the planning for you, isn't it?
And you certainly wouldn't get the prices that we can offer, for sure.
No. And in terms of the cruise as well, you're going to all of these places that, you know, some of them you can't even pronounce.
Yeah.
You know, they're vaguely in Japan. Fine, fabulous. But they even arranged like excursions of things that you don't have to think about. They've been there many, many times before. So you can simply say, yeah, I'll have a ticket for that excursion.
Hold my hand, please, and take me round.
Yes.
Quite literally.
Or wander as you please. That's the great thing about a holiday like this, the freedom of it. We love talking about holidays. And if you loved just hearing about holidays, stay right where you are. There's more on the way. Bye-bye.